Baby Reindeer is the #1 show on Netflix in the world. It's also one of the best written TV series that I have ever seen. But the best thing about it is that I'm in it. This is my name in the credits. This is my name on IMDb. It's really me, that's really my name. But the thing is, I guarantee you won't be able to tell where I actually am, because although I am genuinely in Baby Reindeer, I'm also sort of not in it at the same time. And so I'm going to tell you how I, an idiot, got my first ever acting credit on the biggest TV show in the world. Right, so first of all, if you don't already know, Baby Reindeer is a comedy drama about a young man who is stalked by a woman. It's about a Scottish young lad who wants to be a comedian. He lives in London, he has to work in a pub, and he set up dangerously close to my own career. Because he's nice, he ends up with the stalker, who is clearly absolutely mental, but not quite mental enough to really worry about it until it's too late. But the stalker isn't really even the story, because the show pulls you in, it goes quite deep really quickly, and around episode 4, you're like, holy f***, can't believe this happened to you, I am so sorry, but you're really in it. Because without getting to, I studied film at university about it, the show really is about the main character's desire for fame and attention, and how that links directly to the core of his identity, and while also dealing with a stalker that nobody takes seriously. And there are other much darker themes that are at play, like what price would you pay for attention if you don't just crave attention, but you need it? And what sort of attention are you willing to accept if it gives you a fix? But it all makes you so much more emotionally invested when you realise that it's all based on a true story. It really pulls you in. Honestly, it's amazing. Watch Baby Reindeer. But the real star of the show is not creator and lead actor Richard Gadd, nor is it his brilliant writing. Nor is it the fantastic performance by Jessica Gunning as the stalker. Nor is it the pacing or the cinematography. No. The actual star of Baby Reindeer is me. I'm the star. Because in Baby Reindeer, I play the character of football commentator in a performance that will soon be reviewed around the globe as incredible, the best I've ever seen, and I wonder what he looks like. I bet he's handsome. The gravity I lend to this character is nothing short of, and I think it's fair for me to say this, the best anyone has ever acted in a film or TV show. And if you could only hear any or some of the things that I was saying in the sound mix, or you could see me for even a second on screen, then I think you'd be saying these things out loud. I know you'd be saying these things too. But you definitely won't see me, because I recorded all of my bits in a recording studio that's under the ground in central London. Here I am holding a lip mic, which is what football commentators use. And here's a photo of a coffee I got beforehand when I was all nervous and excited about doing this thing for a Netflix show I'd never heard of before. Because for those of you who don't know who I am, I'm JJ Bull. I do football analysis on YouTube or the internet for my job. I used to be a football writer for the Daily Telegraph, and I was also a comedy writer on a TV show about 10 years ago. But more importantly, on this channel, I do whatever I find fun and I enjoy doing. And what I enjoy doing at the moment is I like making up songs and live streams about footballers, like this. Five tackles, baby! You got to do them all the time! It's like if Mark Rebier liked football, and also was terrible at his job. Now, this might sound like a plug, and it definitely is, because I am trying to grow this channel, but I like doing it. It's really fun. And this is all relevant, because making silly videos on my own YouTube channel is exactly how I got a credited acting part in the biggest TV show in the world. So I wanted to be a comedy writer. I wanted to write for The Simpsons. That was a dream. And I loved football. So, at 23, I started a comedy blog about football with my friend. And then because I also love to make silly films in my spare time, just stupid sketches and stuff, and because I'd also spent the previous 10 years playing in bands, touring the country, I knew how to produce music and draw and film stuff, and so I made my own YouTube channel. Now, the first video was completely stupid, but I found it entertaining.
Michael Ballack, he scores free kicks, he's got black hair and he's German.
A few days later, I made another video, and this one went absolutely nuts. It went fully viral. It was on the Channel 4 News. Christian Guru Murthy introduced it. I'm not making any of this up. I remember it happening. It was crazy. My phone blew up overnight.
Owen Hargreaves, he trains real hard, 'cause he doesn't want his legs to fall off. Owen Hargreaves, half man, half car.
And so in the months and years after that, I grew the channel, making videos that are mostly awful. Some are quite funny, did okay. But I was always chasing the high of going viral, looking for attention, but I wasn't going anywhere. And so at the age of 27, I realized suddenly I needed to make a change because I wasn't getting anywhere with what I was wanting to do. I wanted to be a Simpsons writer. And so I moved to London. And this is all relevant because when I first moved to London, I didn't have any friends at all. And it was quite difficult. But all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a bunch of people moved in next door who became my closest friends. And they're still my friends now. And they had friends who were really nice. I made friends with them too.
But I know what you're thinking. This has nothing to do with acting. You're just telling me your life story. And in a way, I sort of am. But all the things I did that led up to this is how I got onto the thing that's on Netflix.
And one day I decided that because The Simpsons and South Park were just phoning me up out of nowhere to offer me a job, I should simply make a cartoon myself. It took me a year and a half.
I mean, that is probably the greatest tweet I've ever seen. I bet even Gary Lineker likes it.
This is how I got a job in Baby Reindeer, because one of those friends I made friends with my friends of happens to work in TV and film and was able to book me a private cinema screening to screen this cartoon that I made with my very talented comedian friend, James McNicholas. Now, you see, the thing with that is that when she was at work one day and she heard a Netflix production needed someone to do some football commentary, she was like, oh, I know JJ, he does football things on for work and he does things like this. I could get him to do it. And then she booked me in. That's how it happens. It's all about who you know. But because I'm a pro, I know that everything will go wrong at some point. I knew that just because I was booked in didn't mean I'd actually booked the job. And so I did loads of prep, I did loads of dummy scripts for this football commentary that I could possibly do, but I didn't know what the show was, what the tone was, how loud I'd be on the TV, what I'd actually really have to say. So I was pretty nervous. But Richard Gadd, who is absolutely delightful, just a lovely guy to hang out with, made me feel very welcome and calm, and he helped me with my performance. He was brilliant. And what we did instead was basically ignored what my notes were and just riffed for about an hour on different bits of possible commentary for this made-up game of football. I have no idea what it was to this day. And that's what we did. I can't remember any of the things that I actually said or the lines I came up with when I was in the flow state. But what I distinctly remember and know deep in my bones is that I was the best commentator of a fake football game that you've ever seen in your lives. I think that's probably why episode 4 in particular is so powerful. It's not the emotionally enthralling story hooking you in and the writing taking you to places and revealing things you've never even really considered happen to people in actual real life, kind of horrifying. You don't really think those things happen. It's not that. It's not the camera work, it's not the editing. It's the commentary you can sort of hear in the background of a small section while Richard Gadd is in a pub. So, in a way, my entire life has led to this point where I, an idiot, have an acting credit in the biggest TV show in the world. In another way, it's because I got drunk 13 years ago with some friends and made up a song and a video about Michael Ballack having a skull on his head.
Michael Ballack trains in paddies. In his spare time he fights haddies.
But in another, more genuinely real way, it's because I got very, very lucky and was in the right place at the right time. But here's the secret with that, you see. Because to be in that place at that time, you have to do a few things consistently. You have to work really hard, a lot. Secondly, you have to be nice to people. And third, you have to have a clear aim of what you want to do. If you're like, oh, I want to be on IMDb as an actor one day, then do things that would make you be an actor. Think like that. If say, I want to be a football writer, well, you do things that make you get there. And eventually you end up in the right place at the right time, as long as you then work hard and are nice to people along the way. But what you should really do, first of all, is watch Baby Reindeer, because it is astonishingly good. In fact, I'll go all, I studied film at university about it, and I will call it a piece of art, because it is I loved it. I loved it so much. So anyway, what you should do is watch Baby Reindeer, because Richard Gadd is a genius. And that's how I ended up somehow being in Baby Reindeer. Pretty cool story, bro.
Come and watch my live streams. Watch my live